Hello, welcome to Love Lust Betrayal. Subscribe if you like our stories. Let's dive into the story. I was on vacation with my lover when I found out I was pregnant. Excited, I texted my husband that he would be a daddy. His reply shocked me. "Didn't your lover get you pregnant?" He knew everything. Panicking, I ran home only to find it empty. Only a laptop played a video of me with my lover. On vacation. All my stuff was burned. When I checked the bedroom, I collapsed because of what I saw. Let's start the story. The clock ticked softly in the dimly lit living room. Sophia sat at the dining table, her hands resting on the untouched plate of spaghetti she had prepared hours ago. Across from her, the chair was empty. Again. She glanced at the time on her phone. 10:37 p.m. Another late night for Daniel. With a deep sigh, she leaned back in her chair and stared at the flickering candle in front of her. The flame seemed to mock her loneliness, swaying in the still air. The silence of the house was deafening. Moments later, her phone buzzed. Hope flared in her chest as she grabbed it, thinking it was a message from Daniel. But it wasn't. The screen displayed an ad for a new app. Whisper Chat. Where secrets are shared. Below the text was the tagline. Find someone who listens. Sophia hesitated, her finger hovering over the download button. She glanced around the room, as if someone might stop her. Then she clicked it. Just to pass the time, she told herself. The app installed quickly, its icon glowing like a forbidden secret. She created a profile under the name Lost Butterfly, her fingers trembling slightly. A question stared back at her from the screen. What's on your mind? Sophia had barely written her first post, something vague about feeling invisible, when a notification appeared on her screen. You have a new message. She opened it, her heart skipping a beat. The message was short, but strange. Stranger. Loneliness looks different to you, Sophia. She froze. How did this person know her name? She scanned her profile, but she hadn't shared any personal details. Is this some kind of prank? She typed back. The reply came almost instantly. Stranger. No prank, just someone who understands. Your husband's not home again, is he? Sophia's chest tightened. She looked around the room as if the stranger might somehow be watching her. Her fingers hovered over the keyboard. She wanted to block the user, but curiosity tugged at her. Who are you? She finally asked. Stranger. Someone who knows you deserve better. That one sentence sent a shiver down her spine. The words felt like a lifeline, pulling her closer to the unknown figure on the other end of the chat. The next morning, Sophia sat across from Armin at breakfast. He sipped his coffee, scrolling through his phone. She noticed how quickly he locked the screen whenever she glanced his way. Busy day? She asked casually. He nodded without looking up. Always is. That night, as Armin worked late again, Sophia couldn't resist the pull of Whisper Chat. Sophia. Are you still there? Stranger. I've been here all along. The conversation flowed easily, almost too easily. The stranger seemed to know everything about her life. The arguments, the lonely nights, even the time Armin had forgotten her birthday. Sophia. How do you know all this? Stranger. Let's just say I've been watching. Sophia's unease grew, but so did her curiosity. She started asking questions about her husband, and the stranger's answers were unsettling. Stranger. Do you know where he really was last Friday? Stranger. Check his messages. You'll find the truth there. Sophia stood frozen, holding Armin's laptop. Her hands trembled as the cold metallic keys pressed under her fingertips. Her heart pounded in her chest, each beat echoing in her ears. She was staring at a folder named Work Trips. A part of her told her to stop, to not go any further, but another part urged her to find the truth. She clicked on the folder. Inside were multiple files, documents labeled with dates, locations, and event names. But it was the pictures that caught her eye. She hesitated, but finally opened one of them. The photo loaded slowly. At first it appeared like any other picture, Armin smiling in front of a backdrop of a restaurant, arms wrapped around a woman. But as she zoomed in, Sophia's breath caught. The woman was beautiful, with long dark hair and a warm, inviting smile. But what made Sophia's blood run cold was the way Armin was looking at her, the same way he used to look at her when they were in the early days of their marriage. Sophia blinked rapidly, trying to make sense of what she was seeing. Was this really happening? The realization hit her like a tidal wave. Armin had been unfaithful. The next picture was even more intimate. Armin and the woman sitting close together, their hands clasped as they shared a private moment at what appeared to be a hotel. Sophia's fingers hovered over the mouse, her mind a blur. How long has this been going on? How could I not have noticed? Tears filled Sophia's eyes, but she fought them back. This wasn't the time to fall apart. Not now. Her phone buzzed, and she snapped back to reality. Stranger. I told you, Sophia. The truth always comes to light. Her hands shook as she typed, barely able to keep up with the fury of emotions racing through her. Sophia. How did you know? Who are you? Stranger. I know more than you think. But there's one more thing. He's been seeing her for months. You need to confront him. You need to take back control of your life. Sophia stood up, her legs weak but her resolve firm. She could feel the weight of her decisions. She had to confront him. She couldn't live in this lie anymore. The days after her discovery were filled with confusion and anger, but Sophia knew she couldn't live in limbo any longer. The stranger, Elena, wanted to meet in person. Sophia wasn't sure why, but her instincts told her she had to. She was tired of the digital games and wanted answers face to face. She arrived at the cafe, her heart racing. The atmosphere inside was calm, almost serene, with the soft hum of background chatter filling the air. But for Sophia, everything felt loud, her anxiety a constant buzz in her ears. She spotted Elena immediately. She was sitting at a corner table, sipping a coffee, looking completely calm, like she had no secrets to hide. Elena looked nothing like Sophia imagined. The woman before her was elegant, poised, and appeared to have everything under control. Sophia hesitated before approaching. Was she really ready to hear the truth about Daniel? Was she ready to hear how deep the betrayal ran? She took a breath and walked over, her shoes tapping loudly against the floor. Elena looked up as Sophia approached, her face breaking into a small, knowing smile. I thought you'd be here sooner, she said softly, motioning for Sophia to sit. I don't understand, Sophia started, her voice shaky. Why are you helping me? Why did you tell me all of this? Elena took a sip of her coffee and set the cup down carefully. Because I know what it feels like to be lied to. Daniel is a master of manipulation. He's been hiding the truth from you for years, and I couldn't just sit back and let him do it again. Sophia felt her heart race as Elena revealed more details about her past with Daniel. They had been engaged once, long ago, and had a life planned out together. But then, out of nowhere, Daniel ended the relationship, claiming he wasn't ready for marriage. I loved him, Elena said quietly, her eyes distant. But he left me for you. He told me he had met someone else and I believed him. But I later found out he had been with you while still seeing me. It was painful, Sophia. But the truth is, he didn't love either of us. He just needed someone to fill the emptiness. Sophia was silent for a long moment. She couldn't speak. The weight of Elena's words settled heavily on her shoulders. I'm sorry, Elena said. But you deserve to know the truth. You deserve better. That evening, Sophia stood in front of the mirror, her reflection staring back at her. She had spent hours deciding what to say to Daniel, how to confront him. She had never imagined she'd be in this position, but now, there was no turning back. As Daniel walked through the door, a tired expression on his face, Sophia was ready. "We need to talk," she said, her voice steady. Daniel raised an eyebrow, setting his bag down on the table. "About what?" "About you, about us, about what's been happening behind my back." Daniel froze, his face going pale as he realized she knew. Sophia didn't waste any time. She grabbed his phone from the counter and showed him the photos. The silence that followed was thick with tension. "How long?" Sophia asked, her voice breaking despite her attempt to stay composed. "How long has this been going on?" Daniel looked away, unable to meet her gaze. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, he spoke. "I didn't mean for it to happen. It was just a mistake. She's just someone I've been seeing. It didn't mean anything." Sophia's heart shattered. "A mistake? You think I'm going to believe that?" Daniel's shoulders slumped, and he finally admitted, "I'm sorry, Sophia. I've messed up. I was lonely. I was searching for something." "You were searching for something. You've been lying to me for months. How could you?" Sophia's voice grew louder, but she felt strangely calm, as if all her anger had been channeled into this one moment of truth. "I never wanted to hurt you," Daniel whispered. "I swear." Sophia stood there for a moment, her mind racing. She had to make a choice, whether to stay in this toxic relationship or leave and take control of her life. She chose herself. "I can't do this anymore," Sophia said, turning to leave. "I'm done." As Sophia packed her things, her phone buzzed with a new message. She hesitated, expecting more from Daniel, but it wasn't from him. The message was from Elena. "Elena. Elena. You made the right choice, Sophia. Stay strong. But I need to tell you something else. You're not the only one Daniel has lied to. He's been hiding something from both of us." Before Sophia could respond, another message appeared, this time from an unknown number. It read, "Unknown. Elena isn't who you think she is. She's using you. Be careful." Sophia's hands shook as she read the message. What was going on? Who was this person? Was it Daniel trying to manipulate her again, or was it someone else? Someone with even darker motives? With a sense of unease settling in, Sophia knew she was far from the end of this story. Her journey had just begun. To be continued. Thank you for being a part of this story. Don't forget to click the notification bell, so you won't miss our next story.